Energy awareness training with another live broadcast on fascinating topics that have to do with energy in your life. Today is going to be another good one. Today we're going to talk about change. Isn't that something that's important to you or important to somebody that you love? The ability to change something in your life. Isn't that what everybody wants to do? They want to change something. And like most people, you may have realized that change is not an easy thing to do. You want to change something. And if it was easy to change, you would have changed it by now, right? But usually the things that we want to change are not so easy to change. So we're going to be talking about that today. I'm going to give you 4 important tips on change and how you can use them to really power up anything that you want to change. Because I know there's some things that you want to change in your life. In fact, that's probably the process of human evolution, is that we keep wanting to change. We're at one place and we start here and we want to go up here. So why is it so difficult? As a personal coach and a high performance energy consultant, I work with a lot of clients and a lot of students and a lot of people who come to me and they say, I want to improve. I want to improve something in my life. I want to change this, or I want to stop doing this, right? Or I want to start doing something or stop doing something. And they come to me because they haven't been able to do it themselves, right? They tried and they tried and they tried, haven't been able to do it. Now, there are some reasons why. I'm sure everyone out here has tried to change something. If you've got something that you try to change and weren't successful, let me know what it is on the chat, right? Most people want to change what? They want to lose weight, for example. They want to change their health habits, and maybe want to start working out, or maybe they want to start eating more healthfully, right? Or maybe they've got a bad habit of maybe procrastination. They keep putting things off. They know they should do this and they should do that. We call it in the business shooting on yourself. Shooting, like I should do this, I should do that. And so the things that you have changed, they didn't come easy. Now, why is it? We're going to take a deep dive into this thing called change, so that, by the time we're done here with the video, you got a really solid understanding about why you're in the situation that you need to change and what you need to do to get out of it. Okay? Does that be worthwhile information for you? I think it will be. So let's get started. So when we want to change something, especially around the first of the year, people are all into change, right? You see these weight loss ads on TV, lose weight, or join the gym, etc. Well, it's a little different now in the age of COVID, but the principle is still the same. You want to change something and you haven't been able to do that. And the thing that you haven't been able to do is robbing you of energy. Let me give you an example. Feeling good about yourself, feeling strong and powerful and positive and happy, that's an energy. If you've seen any of my videos, I call that high vibrational energy. And high vibrational energy is a healthy energy. It's a happy energy. It's an energy that strengthens our self-esteem. It strengthens our immune system. It's the energy that we want to be in. Now, there's also a low vibration energy, and that's an energy of regret or shame or frustration or stuckness. Okay, you may be able to relate to that too. And that energy pulls us down. That energy isn't good for our immune system because it is a weak feeling. It causes us to be weak internally and causes us to have thoughts that are moving towards the dark side. Somebody who's overweight, they look down and they go, oh, I got 10, 20, 30 pounds, whatever your number is. Oh, I got to lose that. They don't like the way it looks. Or they don't like the way it feels, right? Or they have a smoking habit, or maybe they're smoking too much pot, or maybe they're drinking too much. And what's happened was when you started doing those things, it wasn't a problem. wasn't a problem, maybe back in the summertime or maybe during the holiday time, just eating and, watching TV and eating a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. When you started, it wasn't a problem. But now over time, now it is a problem. Now it's resulted in extra pounds, and your clothes aren't fitting and you don't like the way you feel. It could be the same thing with cigarettes or alcohol or anything. You had to smoke a joint once in a while, or you had a cigarette once in a while, but then you compounded it, drank once in a while, and now it's an addiction. Now it's a habit. Now it's something that is turned around and taken control of you. And maybe you've tried to quit, or maybe it's just a habit. A lot of people have unhealthy habits. Procrastination is a bad habit. Putting things off. Putting off your exercise routine or putting off your diet. Porn is another habit. That's the epidemic here for young men. Can't stop looking at the porn, okay? Or can't stop smoking pot. You got to get high every day. Whatever your particular thing is that you want to change is, what's happened is that you get into a habit of doing this thing, or you get into a place where you lose your sight, like for people who have weight issues, they lose sight of, you're eating more calories than normal. You're not working out, you can feel your body expanding. And for some reason, which I'm going to explain here in a minute, you just kind of, it doesn't concern you. Oh, yeah, no, I should be eating more. Yeah, no, I should stop drinking. Yeah, I know the pot. Yeah, one of these days, it doesn't hit you, right? You just kind of rolling with it until one day something happens and there's a trigger that really exposes that bad habit or that thing you want to change. Maybe you look in the mirror, you get a good look at your body in the mirror, you go, yuck, ugh, how did I put on all this weight, right? Or maybe you're stoned and you're driving and you fall asleep, you almost get into an accident, by the grace of God, you didn't, right? Or, people who are drinking have a blackout, you don't know what you did during that time. In other words, these are wake-up calls for you from the universe going, hey, you got a bad habit, or hey, you got to make a change here. A lot of times it's true in relationships. You're in a relationship, especially for guys. You're in a relationship and you got your girl and, life's good and you're not the way you were when you courted her. When you courted her, she was the apple of your eye, and you spent a lot of time trying to make her happy, trying to do things, trying to be a fun guy, looking your best, like looking sharp. And then through your relationships, you kind of let things slide, kind of don't take her out as much as you did before. You don't maybe bring her flowers or maybe you want to spend time with her, right? Or maybe you let yourself go, or you're watching football all weekend, and things are starting to change. And it usually isn't until she says, I think we got to break up here. I'm not happy in this relationship. I met somebody else, or I want to, the relationship's not working for me anymore. That's when the guy goes, whoa. Ooh, wait a minute, honey. What do you mean? Well, you don't treat me the way you used to treat me. You don't keep yourself up, the way you did. It's just change. Everything's different, and I don't like it. That's the wake up call for a guy. It could be for a gal too, but since I'm of the guy persuasion, it's happened to me too. Where you go, whoa, hey, okay, what do I need to do to? Now he's motivated, right? Now you're motivated to change. Why? Because there's a great fear of loss happening. Great fear of loss. There's going to be pain and suffering if I don't change. And I don't want that. So for a lot of guys, it's too late though. A lot of times, a girl breaks up with you and she was done 2 months ago. She just didn't have the courage to tell you, and here you are. Oh, I didn't know there was a problem, right? It's too late. So it's better to change when you get a hint that it's time to change, rather than it hits you over the head or it comes down on you like a ton of bricks. So What is it that you have to change? What is it that you want to change and that's been a challenge for you? We live in challenging times right now. And, with the COVID and the stuff going on, it's been a wake up call for us. I know it's been a wake up call for me that there's a lot of things you take advantage that you take for granted. A lot of things that you take for granted in life. I took for granted being able to go out and have lunch at a restaurant. Took that for granted until you couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't do it anymore. I took for granted being able to, go on vacation or travel for business whenever I wanted. Can't do it anymore, or at least for a while, right? Be able to see your friends, be able to give them hugs. Can't do it anymore. Wow, that's a wake up call, and that's a good wake up call because that wake up call makes you uh, more aware and conscious about the life that you lead, and makes you more grateful. And if there's anything we all need to be in our lives is more grateful, because there's, as I mentioned, these energies. There's light energies and dark energies, and the light energies want us to appreciate what we have and to have a good life and to move forward and to be happy. The dark energies don't want that. The dark energies want to cloud us, want to complain, want to fill us with anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear. And you've got to learn how these energies work. That's why I call my work energy awareness training. The ability to be able to see and understand how hidden energies affect you. And they affect us all every day. And that's I think that's one of the reasons why people are so attracted to my work, because we all want to improve ourselves. I know I did. That's why I got into this field. So I went and read, hundreds of books and took seminars and anything I could do where I could learn something to try to improve myself. And I met a lot of you who were watching this video at many of those workshops. Some of them I gave right back in the day. But I realized that for true change to take place, it's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. And that's why my work is so effective with people who have been around the personal development wheel, who've done, Tony Robbins, who've done the power walks, who've done the ropes course, or you're breaking the arrows, or the millionaire mind, or all these different things that I did. They're good things. But maybe like you, like I, never got the lasting change. You can get pumped up, and it's okay to get pumped up, to get with people, jumping up and down and high five. That's cool. It's fun. A lot of great energy there. But for me, I was looking to make change to get to the next level, not just to get out of the doldrums of where I was at, but to make change. That's what we want, to make change. Now, in order to make change, you got to be hip to energy, because you've got two energy forces inside you. One energy force wants you to change, and there's another force that doesn't want you to change. Now, no one ever tells you that. I've been to hundreds of different seminars. No one tells you that it just make a goal, commit to the goal, put your plan in action, and then succeed. Okay. Well, I looked that up and I found out that has a success rate of about 3%. 3% who just use that goal that we hear all the time. 3% succeed, 97% fail. So if you got a 97% failure rate at anything, I don't care what it is, it's not successful. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to become energetically aware, to understand how you are put together. And you were never taught about the energetic factors that make up everything that you do. Everything that we do is an energetic exchange, because we are energy. Human beings are energies. This is an energetic planet. So not to be able to use this powerful resource, this tool, this information, is to walk around blindfolded, which is a lot of reasons why people don't get what they want, why people live in frustration. And I bet, if I asked you if we were talking one-on-one, I would venture to say, I've got some frustration going on in my life. I got some things that I want to change and I don't know how to change them. And I said, okay, well, welcome to the human race, because that's pretty much describes everybody. So what I want to do in this video here is just give you some great tools from what I do, energy awareness training. And if you've not familiar with that, look me up on my website, energyawarennesstraining.com, energyawarennesstraining.com, because what this is, it's a new methodology to be able to do a couple of things. First off, to learn how to heal yourself, learn how to dissolve the negative thoughts, emotions, feelings that haunt you. And I'm just speaking from experience. They haunted me, my past and stuff that was going on. And using energy, I was able to not only deal with it, but dissolve it. And the second is, it has you become alert and aware to this world that we live in. And unfortunately, no one taught us various aspects of living that's important that we should have been taught in school. There's the part that we were taught in school, which is logical, linear way to deal with things, right? You go to school and you try to figure a problem out. You go, like, what am I going to have for dinner? Well, look in the refrigerator, right? Nothing in there. Okay, got to go to the market. Go to the market, pick up the food, bring it back, make it, eat. Okay, that problem solved, because there's a logical approach to it. But so much of our lives is non-linear and non-logical. Especially relationships, why things happen, the journey of our lives. When we grow up in the school, you think all we have to do is go to school and get our degree, or get my career going and find somebody to marry and have kids. We'll be happily ever after. Well, I'm sure you realize by now, those of you who are in any of that sequence, that it doesn't work in a straight line. That life doesn't work in a straight line. That it goes up and it goes down and it goes to the side and it goes over and up and back and like that. So, whoa, hey, nobody told me that. So when things happen to us that we don't want or we weren't prepared for, we go, it's a mystery. How'd that happen? Why did that happen? I don't understand. And then you come up with the belief, life's just not fair. It's just not fair. Life sucks. It's just not fair. Good. Well, tell you what, when you become energetically aware, it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. It starts to come together when you start to see that, life does have a certain way to work. You did create things in your life that you didn't want, and you created them anyway. So this is a big subject here, but I just want to, if I can just give you a little bit of a bait here to encourage you to become energetically aware and understand, like Nikola Tesla said, the car that it was named for, not the inventor. The inventor is Elon Musk, but the car inventor said, if you really want to understand the mysteries of life, right? And isn't so much of life a mystery? Like, where are you going? How are you going to end up? Are you going to find your soulmate? Are you going to get the career you want? Are things going to work out for you? Are you going to be happy? Good questions, huh? It's a mystery. Well, I know that you try to do the best you can to make those things happen, but there are other factors involved. And it's those other factors that influence us, because sometimes, when we're trying to decide what's best for us, right? What's the right girl or guy to get involved with, right? What's the right job I should take? Where's the right place I should live? What's the right apartment or living situation? These are all decisions we have to make, and we want to make the right decisions, right? So that we can be happy about it. But a lot of times we think we're making the right decision, and it seems to be the right decision, and then down the road, it looks like it ends up being the wrong decision. Why is that? You go, if only I had known then what I know now, I never would have gotten involved with this person. I would never would have taken this job. I never would have invested in that thing. I never would have. Oh, well, wouldn't it be valuable to you if you could have a sense, you could get a clue of where that relationship's going, what the condition of this job is, or this situation, or this organization, or what you're doing? How about the people who went to the Capitol and rioted was about a month ago? Now, there were some bad hombres there, no doubt about it. But there were some people who showed up who just wanted their viewpoint to be known, right? And here they are. If they had known that it was going to be a riot and there were going to be people breaking into the Capitol and there are people going to be causing all sorts of mayhem, they wouldn't have gone, right? And a lot of people said, God, if I only didn't know that thing was going to be a train wreck, I wouldn't even gone anywhere near there. Now a lot of people are getting arrested who were there, and they're going, no, I was just. Wouldn't it have been a good idea if you could have read the energy? That's what I teach people how to do, how to read the energies of people, places, things, activities, so you won't get yourself in a situation where you go, oh, if only I had known then, I wouldn't have done this thing, right? And that's the power of energy awareness training. Being able to see the energies, feel the energies, kind of have a sense of what's going to happen before you get involved, not after. So it's kind of like the weather, right? If it's getting cold and it feels kind of moist out there, probably a storm's coming up, right? And if a storm's coming up, if you got any plans to go out that night, you better make sure that those plans involve staying indoors, or else you're going to get drenched, right? That's common sense. It's the same thing with energy. All energy leaves clues. Whatever's about to happen always leaves clues, just like this riot thing. Plenty of clues there, and not to get involved in that situation. There were plenty of clues there. You didn't see the clues. And as I reminded you, there are energy forces that are trying to help you, and there are energy forces that are trying to hurt you. That's why we have the tug of war, and that's why change is so difficult for us to be able to make. So where we're at here on the video is we come to a place where change is a must. If it's not a must, you're not going to change. There's a difference between being interested in something and being committed to it. It's like I'm interested in a relationship. Okay, so you're dating. You're committed to that relationship. If you're engaged and married, big difference. And girls know the difference between that. I'm happy to say, for us guys, girls, they know the difference between being interested and being committed. And that's really the principle in everything that we do. You're interested in getting a college degree. That's great. This guy's committed to it. And the difference between interested and committed is interested will always be tested to see how interested they are. And most of the time, mere interest isn't enough to put you over the top. It's the ones who are committed. Those are the ones who get the job done, because they're going to get adversity. They're going to get resistance. They're going to get pushback, and they're going to keep going. And that's the important thing here about wanting to make change. When you want to make change, that means that you're going to do something that you're previously not doing. That's going to take effort. That's going to take concentration. May take money. And you're going to have to change life around. Now, that's not an easy thing to do, as you know. So there are people who are interested in change, and there are people who are committed to change. So I'm going to talk to you about these 4 states, and that's the first one. If you want to change something, and you got the warning, like this thing's got to change, or else you got to get committed to doing it. Committed means you've made the commitment, the promise to be able to do this as part of your life. Not you're interested in it. I was interested in learning Italian. I've been interested in learning Italian for 10 years. I'm still interested in it. I don't know Italian, but I'm interested in it, right? But when I made a decision to learn how to speak Spanish, and I did the principles that I'm showing you guys here, then it became a reality because there wasn't any alternative. When you're interested, you've got exits. You've got a way to exit yourself out. You'll buy excuses. Why? I was interested in it, but it was raining outside. I was interested in it, but I got a call from my mother and I was distracted. Commitment is no excuses. And even if you miss something, you'll come back again. So that's first, if you're writing this down, the first way to change is to having a commitment to be able to do that. We can use the get in shape, for example, get in shape or losing weight. The second thing is after you have a commitment, that you make a commitment and you're committed to it no matter what. 3 words, committed no matter what. That's what a commitment is. Not interested, no matter what. Now, in order to make that commitment happen, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan of action. So if I say, I got to lose weight, or I'm going to eat healthy. Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess I'll eat healthy when I get the opportunity. That's going back to interest. That's not commitment. Commitment is, okay, I've committed to doing this thing. Now, what's my plan? I have to have a schedule and I have to have a plan of action of behavior. Because there's a saying that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's a good one. Write that one down. You fail to plan, you plan to fail. That means if you're wanting to lose weight or get in shape and you don't have a meal plan for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you know what you're going to eat, and you make sure that when you go to the store, those are the only things that you buy. If it's like, I'll try it, you're not committed. You're not serious. So you have to have a plan for this. If you want to get in shape and work out, you go, I'll hit the gym next week. Oh, really? What day next week? What time? Monday? What time? From what time to what time? And you think, you're a stickler. But that's what you have to do in order to change, in order to overcome the resistance that says, I don't want to change. I know I said I want to change, but I don't. That voice and that power is very strong. So in order to overcome that, you have to, these are the ammunition to overcome that. So I have a commitment and I have a plan, a written plan for what I'm going to eat or what time I'm going to work out or what I'm going to use instead of alcohol or pot or whatever I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to quit porn, boom, I put controls on the computer. Okay. If I need to exercise, I have a plan of even if it's just a daily walk between 7:30 and 7:45, I've got it written down. Okay. So we've got commitment. We've got a plan. Now, the next thing that comes, and this is important because this is one of the key things of whether this happens or not, you have to change your mindset. You have to believe that you can do it. And here's the challenge. You've attempted it many times before and you haven't done it and you failed. You didn't get it. You didn't succeed. Okay. Well, that happens to all of us. All of us have tried to attempt to succeed at something and we failed. There's nothing wrong with that. And one of the important things that I teach my students and my clients is, especially the high performance ones who feel like a failure because they haven't achieved these lofty goals. What I say to them is that failure is a verb. It's something that you've done. It's not something that you are. It's not a noun. So as long as you're making attempt, I use the word for failure as attempt. You attempted something, you weren't successful. Well, then you got to attempt it again. Now, that part of us, that dark part of us, the low vibration energy, it wants to torment you. It wants to torture you in your thoughts. It says, you tried this before, you failed. What's the use of trying this again? You're only going to fail again. Nice guy, huh? That's that voice in your head that's trying to discourage you, that's trying to keep you weak. Well, you have to have a belief in yourself that you're going to succeed. And it's a decision that you make. That's what it is. It's a decision. Now, in my advanced classes, I show you how you can actually change beliefs in your head of the way you perceive it. So you can actually take something that you don't believe and you can rewire it neurologically in your brain so that you do believe it. But that's a technique that takes a long time to explain. So for now, to keep it simple, we'll just call it a decision. I decided I want to lose weight. I decided I want to eat healthy. I decided I want to look good. I decided that what's the condition is now is no longer acceptable. Now, when you tell yourself that this condition is no longer acceptable, I accepted it before, I will not accept it anymore. That's a real powerful jumpstart to change. Whether you see yourself in the mirror or you don't like your drinking or your drugging habits or your whatever, it's like, this is no longer acceptable. You look at yourself in the mirror and you go, this is not who I want to be. This is not acceptable behavior for me. Just like you'd be talking to a child. You see a child, if you have kids, your 4-year-old takes a candy bar from the store, and you get outside the store, you go, where'd you get that candy bar? They go, oh, I took it from the store. And we went, oh, no. You take that kid back in the store and you, well, this is what my mom did to me when I took the candy bar from the store when I was 4 or 5. She took me right back in that store and she says, can I speak to the manager? And I'm just scared, S-less of what's going to happen, right? And the manager comes in and she says, my son here took a candy bar from your store without paying for it. And I want you to let him know what happens to people who steal things that don't belong to them. So the manager looked at my mother and he kind of caught on and he told me, he said, people who steal things go to jail, behind bars. It's terrible with bad people. And I went, ah! I go, I'm dead again. Right? It's true. I never took a candy bar again. It worked for me. Maybe it worked for you too. But the point is here is that's the way you have to speak to yourself. Hey, this isn't acceptable. And that part of you, that high vibration energy part of you, you have a vision for what you want to be, whether it's 10, 20 pounds lighter or feeling good because you're eating well or getting rid of those bad habits. That's a vision for yourself. And that's the key thing of making changes. You have to have a vision. You have to know where you want to be. If you just want to quit this or quit that, it's probably not going to work for you. Because the minute it gets tough, there's nothing for you to hold on to, nothing for you to grasp. But when the going gets tough and you go, hey, I have a vision. I have a vision of who I want to be, and which is slim or which is smoke-free or which is healthy. In relationships, there's always stuff that happens. There's always improvement on both sides. And a lot of times, if you're just focused on the behavior, a lot of people go, I'm tired of your BS, But if you have a vision of yourself together as having a happy, successful, loving relationship, and you got to move some more stuff out of the way, okay, you're going to get there. Am I making sense to you? So this is within your power to do. But it takes care, it takes precision. And no one teaches this, so that's why I'm teaching it. All right. And the last thing is, as we wind this up, you've got to have accountability. Whatever you want to change, you've got to have accountability. That means accountability to somebody else besides you. And if you don't, it's easier for you to cheat. It's easier for you to go back on your word to if you say, I'm going to work out 3 times a week, or I'm only going to eat greens, right? Or I've decided to no longer look at porn, or what's another one? I've decided to be nicer to my wife. Okay, she'll keep you. When it comes to relationships, they'll keep you accountable. But most people don't have that, and I encourage you to have someone to be accountable for. And that's what coaching's about. People ask me, how does coaching work? Well, a personal coach is someone that works with you on the stuff that you don't want to tell anybody else about. You don't want people to know you got this problem, or you got this bad habit, or or you're feeling bad about yourself. Most people don't want to share that with friends or loved ones. That's my experience of that anyway. So people use a coach, and that's why the coaching industry is just booming right now, because it's a faster way for you to get the results you want. Remember, if you can't measure it, you can't master it, whatever it is. If you can't measure your progress from last Monday to a week from today, then you can't master it, and then it becomes fuzzy. So using a coach has the ability for you to know, here's my goal, here's what I want to change, or here's what I want to stop doing, or here's what I want to start doing. And this is the plan. Let's go over what I told you about. Okay. First of all, you have to have the commitment. Here's what I'm committed to doing. I'm committed to making this change, number one. Right? Number two, here's my plan. This is what I'm going to start doing to achieve this goal here. Great. Then after I have the plan here, is I'm going to continue to believe and make a decision that I can do this. Now, that's a lot easier if you have a coach to help you do that. It's pretty tough to change your beliefs. You can do it, but it's pretty tough. Why? Because while you're telling yourself, yeah, I can lose this weight. Yeah, I can eat better. Yeah, I can stop doing this habit. There's another voice inside you that says, no, you can't. No, you won't. You tried before. It ain't going to happen. Who do you think you're kidding? Right? So you're playing thought ping pong in your head. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't, etc. So when you have a coach here that reinforces, yes, I can, and the power and the energy of the coach is moving you forward, that's how you gain momentum. And that's why the leading high performance individuals in business, in sports, in entertainment all have personal coaches. Why? Because they want maximum achievement, and they want to be the very best they can. And you can't be the very best you can without outside evaluation. I even have a coach. I'm a coach, and I have a coach. Why? Because I want to be able to bounce off my performance and to know where do I need improvement? What do I need to get better at? What am I unconscious that I'm not being my best self as? I want to know that. Don't you? Don't you want to know that? Because here's the thing. Now I'll level with you. Whatever your disadvantages, whatever your bad habit is, or whatever the thing that you're goofing off on, or underperforming at, that has a quantum effect on your whole life, right? If I'm dogging it in my relationship, and I'm not being who I know I can be, the best relationship or the best husband I can be, then I know that's gonna spill into other areas. Maybe I'm not the best entrepreneur or the best businessman or the best employee. Maybe I'm dogging it there. If I'm dogging my my exercise routine, what else am I slacking off on, right? So for those of you who really want the best in life, and that's who I'm talking to, who listen to my broadcasts, this is how you make the change, and you get serious about it. I'm not talking to people who are interested. I'm talking to people who are committed to a better life. And that's why I want to challenge you and encourage you to be. Get serious about moving towards out of your limitations, moving towards what you're capable of being. Because the more you do that, the happier life is going to be for you. And the more energy is going to flow towards everything that you're doing. So, there's an old saying I heard from a teacher of mine a long time ago. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Really? How I do one thing is how I do everything? I don't know if that's true with everything, but it's true a lot. Whatever your commitment level to excellence is in one thing is usually the same energy and the same routine you're using for excellence in other things, give or take. Okay, so I hope this has been enlightening for you. Remember those 4 things I'm going to give them to you one more time. To make a change in anything in your life, to start doing or stop doing anything, you need a commitment. You need it to be able to be committed no matter what to get that done. Not interested, committed to get it done. And you'll know you're committed, whereas if you have a plan. If you have a plan of action, a specific plan of action to be able to get that done, then you'll know you're committed. But you got to believe that you can do that. You have to have the mindset of, yes, I can do that. And realize you're going to get resistance. You're going to get thoughts that are going to try to discourage you. That's part of it. That's being energetically aware to know how you're dealing with forces. And lastly, you need accountability. You need someone that you can check in with your stats. How you doing? How you doing on those workouts? How many workouts last week? How you doing on that eating program? What was your eating like in the last 4 or 5 days, right? How are you doing on quitting those bad habits, right? Did you indulge or did you not? What's the score? We always can tell progress by the numbers. By the numbers. The numbers never lie, right? The mind lies, and the mind says, "Well, I know I shouldn't, but I have this great. It was raining on my dog ate my homework." And somebody told me once, excuses are like rear ends. Everybody's got one, and most people are sitting on theirs, right? So, hope that gives you a little bit of a boost. I want to remind you again, check me out on my website, energyawarennesstraining.com. If you like this, give it a like and give me a little bit of comment on what you thought about the video. And if you need someone someone who needs a little push in making some changes, please send them the video. Just send it over to them so they can get the benefit of this too. Okay? And I'm on Facebook. You can always send me a message. I'm on YouTube. I got a YouTube channel, over 100 videos on all kinds of different subjects that pertain to energy awareness training. So it's all about energy, you guys. And remember, nothing changes until energy moves. You can talk about something till you're blue in the face and want something and hope and will and dream, but nothing changes until energy moves. Hope you guys have a great night here. This is Glenn Ackerman for Energy Awareness Training. Bye for now.